And welcome to Atlanta United's training ground in Marietta, Georgia, for what is a unique treat, a media game between members of the media who cover Atlanta United and members of Atlanta United's technical staff. Mike Conti and Jason Longshore on hand. This broadcast is brought to you by Piedmont. Piedmont, proudly providing ambulance service for today's match. We're just underway. We have Team 404 and Team 770 playing against each other. We're in approximately the fifth minute. There is no score. And Team 404 is setting up for this free kick, which is blocked away by Gonzalo Pineda, Atlanta United's head coach.
I don't know if he gave the mandatory 5 yards there.
Well, we are playing on a compressed pitch. It's about 150 degrees outside here in Marietta. So they've decided to shorten the length of the pitch and also shorten the length of the match. Reggie Chapman of 11 alive, throwing it into Rob Valentino, and then a turnover, and Team 770 in possession now with the ogre-like Jared Smith knocking it out, unforced error, a throw to Team 404 in the attacking third.
Jared Smith is swinging at anything that moves on the field.
Jared Smith of Soccer Down here. These two squads are a mix of Atlanta United team staffers and media members who cover the team. This is Abe Gordon of 92.9 The Game, who kind of got caught between a pitch and a shot. Now J. Sam Jones of Dirty South Soccer turns it away. And here's Pineda now starting a counter, which Abe Gordon tips away nicely and out for a corner. So Abe Gordon playing center back, typically a goalkeeper for his rec league in Doraville.
When you have a Tony Schumacher-like goalkeeper in Johannes Schneider, Abe has to play on the field.
That almost swung in, but Johannes had it covered like Oliver Kahn, his countryman, and it's a throw to Team 404. Team 404 made up of Rob Valentino, Jack Kimber, Sam Jones of MLSsoccer.com, Gordon, Dave Williamson of Club 11, Tyler Pilgrim of Dirty South Soccer, Allison Mastrangelo of WSB Channel 2, Jackson Popkin of Dirty South Soccer, Justy Diaz of Connexion Deportiva, Juan Carlos Brando of La Mayor, and Johannes Schneider, who's playing goal. And here's a turnover and a chance and a big save by Johannes, slamming the door and forcing a corner.
The wall in goal, Johannes Schneider.
Looks like Carlos Bocanegra, Atlanta United's technical director, has now subbed on for Team 404 as Pineda sets up for this free kick for 770. He does not go for the Olympico. He puts it up top, and it's headed wide and out for goal kick. Team 770 with Gonzalo Pineda, Diego De La Torre, and Eugenio Vilizon, all members of Atlanta's technical staff. Diego Tabares of Telemundo, Felipe Cardenas of The Athletic, Joe Patrick of 92.9 The Game, Rick Garney of 11 Alive, Jared Smith of Soccer Down Here, his colleague Henry Higuita, Chris Braz of CW69, Danilo Linares of Connexion Deportiva, Daniel Cantu, the Spanish-language voice of Atlanta United on La Mayor, and Nick Alifi of Soccer Down Here.
What a touch from Abe Gordon.
To Carlos Bocanegra, to Allison Mastrangelo, dribbling on Nick Alifi. Alifi stuffs her and clears.
Alifi's Italian. Of course he's going to be a good defender.
Reggie Chapman now sending it in, and it's loose of the goal mouth. Gordon! And it's blocked. Diego De La Torre with the block, sacrificing his body.
Got to question the hands there on Joe Patrick.
Back the other way, Diego De La Torre. Gonzalo Pineda. Up ahead now to De La Torre from a tough angle. Well covered by Jack Kimber. Is that David Hickox of Channel 2 who snuck into the game? I believe it is. Nicely tackled off for a throw, and it came off Hickox. Diego De La Torre.
De La Torre, the sliding challenge.
So far, fortunately, no one has gotten injured in the game yet, but
Give it time,
early.
Mike. Give it time.
Here's a turnover by Felipe Cardenas to Bocanegra, who chips. Score! Boom, Carlos Bocanegra. And how ironic, the turnover by Felipe Cardenas produces the goal by Carlos Bocanegra. It's 1-0.
Joe Patrick completely stranded there. He looked up when he saw Carlos was going to chip it.
Now Pineda, ooh, geez, drilling that off the back of Carlos. Carlos does technically, I believe Carlos is Pineda's boss,
Yes,
technically.
that is
so,
correct.
I guess we're going to retake the kickoff here.
I mean, you have 2 World Cup former players on the field right now. And then you have Jared Smith.
Chance for Team 770. That's well handled by Kimber. And cleared by Abe Gordon, who's been very active here in the first 10 minutes.
Abe has shown really well.
Team 770 wearing the pennies. Pineda wide, although I believe Johannes had that covered all the way, and it's out for goal kick.
And Gonzalo's like, okay, Carlos, you're going to score from midfield. I'm going to have to do the same.
Now, to be fair, midfield is, 25 yards from goal?
Sure.
Well, that's a seeing eye ball by Gordon to Mastrangelo. And Mastrangelo, with the nifty flick out front by Sam Jones, but it's well handled by Team 770. Hickox, Cardenas, De La Torre. Johannes says no.
You're not beating Johannes with that.
Upholding the tradition of German goalkeepers. Here's Bocanegra to Chapman.
Oh,
Danger at the back post. A good ball by Chapman, but Sam Jones whiffs on it.
what a ball from Chapman.
Joe Patrick wearing the Jorge Campos ball cap as the goalkeeper for 770. Cardenas with a dangerous ball, but that does connect to the midfield. Pineda to Cardenas. Gonzalo Pineda. Up ahead now, a chance for Team 770. This is marked by Bocanegra, and at last is off Carlos for a corner to Team 770.
I believe that's Will Ramirez who has snuck into the match.
He was not on my roster, but these rosters are very unofficial.
Hey, there's a lot of tan floating around today.
Felipe Cardenas. Oh, a header on and off the post. A lunging header by De La Torre out for goal kick.
Oh.
I think, Jason, we are seeing a clear difference in quality between the Atlanta United staffers and the not Atlanta United staffers.
You think?
As you said, some of them have played in some of the top leagues in North and Central America and in Europe and in World Cups. And then you have Sam Jones. Here's Pineda. Good ball up ahead and then blocked by Jack Kimber. Counter is on here for 404. Bocanegra to Kimber to Mastrangelo, who was right there at the near post.
Just a little behind her.
De La Torre now dribbling on Bocanegra. And this will be retrieved by Abe Gordon now, who faces a counter press by 770. But Gordon, who's typically a goalkeeper, is able to dribble out of that. And then just gives it to Diego De La Torre. Gonzalo Pineda now. Out of the tackle of Gordon and Bocanegra, and then Bocanegra stabs it out for a throw. I don't know how deep into the match we are, but it is 1-0.
I didn't know we were going to have ball kids today.
We have it all here. They do not overlook any detail in the media game. Here's De La Torre swinging that wide. Johannes Schneider doing a very good job marshaling his area here. I noticed that Smith has checked out now for 770. A couple players have come in for 404. Bocanegra is dispossessed by De La Torre. Kimber trying to hook up with Mastrangelo. Alifi hits that away. And De La Torre. Nice turn on Bocanegra. And then J. Sam Jones dispossesses him.
404 trying to set 2 or 3 up top and play direct. They don't want to run in the seat.
That's a good tackle on the far side. Hickox trying to keep it going, and now Gonzalo goes to the ground to dig it away, and Bocanegra chips it off the post.
The chip is always on today for Carlos.
Bocanegra then with a steal on the near side, but it's out off him for a throw.
Not quite a legal throw.
Fouled throw on Team 770.
I love that foul throws are getting called in this match.
Who's our center ref today?
No idea, but he might need to start working in MLS if he's calling foul throws in the media match.
Yellow card accumulation did reset for this year's media match, I can tell you that. Abe Gordon, an early candidate for man of the match here for 404. Kimber, Chapman, Eugenio Villazone tipped that away, but it bounces up to Bocanegra. Oh, a nifty flick towards Chapman, but it does not come off.
Looking for the overlapping run.
That's not Brad Guzan. That's Eugenio Villazon, but everyone likes to call him Brad Guzan when he's on the road because, well, he kind of looks like Brad. De La Torre.
Higuita.
Henry Higuita.
Trying to control that one.
Henry Higuita of Dirty South Soccer. Bocanegra able to advance that to Abe Gordon. Probably the only time those two will ever connect on a soccer pitch. Out off Villazon for a throw.
I like that we've seen Gonzalo go to ground with sliding challenges at least 3 times already.
But I'm not surprised.
No, I'm not surprised at all. I thought it'd be 5 by now.
Gordon to launch it right to Diego De La Torre. Break is on for 7-7-0. Good recovery by Jack Kimber, and he'll save the throw.
Dave Williamson trying to play that first time back across.
There's the dispossession by Pineda, De La Torre, and Schneider again parries it down and clears.
And he's able to clear with the feet.
Justin Veldhaus, his comms department colleague, now is in the game.
Oh, you know he wants to score on Johannes.
Oh, Chapman stepping up to knock it away and out for the throw. Really impressed by the TV reporters so far, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
But as you know, TV reporters appearing on camera frequently, they need to maintain a certain level of physical fitness. Not such a problem for those of us on radio or in the written press. De La Torre. Villazon. Justin Veldhaus now. Once known as Tata Martino's trainer. Down the middle, Abe Gordon cleans that up and clears. Mastrangelo sees that take an awkward bounce. She'll counter press and force a turnover. Allison Mastrangelo.
I think Nick Alifi was asking for a run to be made, and it's too hot for runs off the ball right now.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. Temperature has now climbed to about 120 degrees here at the training ground. We now would like to welcome in one of our co-commentators today, someone who actually did this professionally for DC United with the great Dave Johnson, legendary commentator for DC United, Atlanta United's Garth Lagerwey, joining us in the broadcast booth. Garth, your impressions of the first 15 minutes of the match.
You know, we've had some tremendous effort out here so far. I mean, there is no one giving up, no one giving in. There's, never give up.
As a former goalkeeper yourself, I'm wondering your comments on the play of Johannes Schneider so far.
You know, I think he's very nimble. I mean, if you look at, just his posture and his stuff like that, you got to be, you bent over a lot as a goalkeeper, right? You got to contort yourself, and Johannes, very limber, very, very nimble.
It seems like Gonzalo Pineda is taking a lot of attempts on goal so far. I don't necessarily want to say he's playing selfishly, but would you like to? Oh, wow, look at that opportunity. Rob Valentino almost putting it on a plate for Carlos.
I don't know what's more impressive, that touch or the fact that he's wearing a long-sleeve black T-shirt out here.
Yes.
Easily the least sensible choice we've seen in these climactic conditions.
Oh, a chance here as Joe Patrick cuts down the angle, and that'll go out for, I believe, goal kick to 7-7-0.
Has there been a better moment than when Carlos chipped the goalkeeper for the early lead?
Yes.
And then Gonzo retaliated by smashing
Blasting
the ball
it
off.
off.
I mean, it's the kind of camaraderie you want to see in a staff game.
Absolutely.
You know,
And we're still in the first half.
Yeah.
Give it time.
Hey, but look, again, Piedmont is providing the ambulance service today just in case. So
I saw 2 in the parking lot.
Well, in all seriousness, as we get out of Statler and Waldorf mode for just a moment, really cool opportunity for the club to have the media out here today. Oh, as that one goes in, well struck, and the equalizer for Team 7-7-0 here deep in the first half.
I have been warned ahead of time that Diego was the best soccer player in terms of, now that may not have been true during everyone's main careers, but from a staff game perspective, the historical record favors Diego. Maybe some more skillful players than him, but from a total package of putting together fitness-wise, again, ability to move.
Whoa, look at that
what a
flick.
touch.
Rob Valentino.
What a
Boom,
goal.
Valentino. Was he onside, though?
Does it matter?
You're only offside if you...
Oh, they took it back.
They're disallowing the
They
goal.
took it back.
They're disallowing the goal.
I rescind his invitation to pro. That should stand.
Wow.
No VAR in the media game, so we'll never be completely sure. But it takes the goal off the board. That's unfortunate. Rob Valentino had a gorgeous little flick there, and he's denied by the referee. But anyhow, back to more serious topics. I'm sure you're very pleased to be able to open the doors of the training ground today to the assembled media, Garth.
This is a lot of fun, and certainly, getting out here in August really tests your intestinal fortitude. How badly do you want it? And we got a great turnout today. We have, Gonzo, just look at the ground. We said about him when he was a player, because I had him his last playing year in Seattle. Covers a lot of ground, just not very quickly.
So a chip attempt by Valentino over the bar. That's what Messi does, right? Same thing.
Yeah. Messi's more of a walk and a sprint. Gonzo's more of a snail, but in ceaseless motion, all over the field.
Well, Pineda and Bocanegra have been dribbling at each other a lot here in the first half.
It's an old rivalry right there.
Yeah, the national team rivalry as well. Here's a chance for
Cardenas!
Oh, my!
Nice goal. Took it well.
Boom, Felipe Cardenas. And it's 2-1 to 7-7-0.
Athletic from the athletic.
Oh, very good. And Felipe giveth a goal to 404. Now taketh a chance away and has scored for 7-7-0. And now, after maybe a harsh call by the referee to take away Rob Valentino's goal, it's 404 playing from behind for the first time today.
And, the great way to check the fitness of the guys out here is how quickly they retrieve the balls when they go out of bounds. Right? If you notice, it's not really a delay of game tactic like you might see in the first team. It's more just of a delay.
Let's see, referee's got to make a decision here. He'll give it to 7-7-0.
Getting on the referee.
And there's a chance by Kimber that goes just wide of the far post. I think looking for a deflection.
I got to say, looking at this, too, I don't know if Carlos put on a separate uniform separately. But you guys do know he had a massage routine before this game to limber himself up.
Yes.
But if ever anyone has looked like a national team captain, it is Carlos Bocanegra right now in our staff game.
Among this group, yes, I would have to say he does stand out. Oh, Rob Valentino, that would put him in the book in a regular match, I would have to say. But the referee shows leniency. Free kick to 7-7-0.
I think Diego's going to get some revenge on that one. There will be a receipt given.
That's a good ball up to Cardenas. Played into a dangerous spot, but Abe Gordon, ever adept at sweeper, now dribbles past Nicolifi. Here's a good run
coast
by Abe
coast.
Gordon.
Oh, went with the outside.
Oh! Joe Patrick says no. Allison Mastrangelo told me that she was a very good basketball player in high school, but unfortunately 2 games before the end of her career, she tore her ACL, a career-ending injury. Worked out well for those of us in Atlanta, though, because it brought her to our television screens. Chance for 7-7-0, deflected by Gordon, popped by Jones. Gonzalo digs that away from Carlos. And now Valentino trying to start a counter. Bocanegra. Rob Valentino over the crossbar.
I tell you, Rob and Carlos really trying to outdo each other to see who is the more poor finisher today.
So far, it's been an even battle.
This is, and again, in the staff game context, just to color it, that means those are the only 2 guys running out there because they're the only guys getting themselves in a position to score. So, when you say they're missing, they're doing a lot of the hard work before that.
They're running on offense. The defensive side, maybe not so much running today.
The blow for halftime there was 7-7-0 up 2-1. In all seriousness, wearing the new kits today, most of the players, and we'll see that in the Nashville match tomorrow. Atlanta Influences Everything did a great job helping to design these kits, and the media members look sharp in them, so I can only imagine how sharp actual MLS players will look when they're wearing them tomorrow at the stadium.
Definitely cool-looking jerseys, throwback, Atlanta culture, Atlanta sports, harkening back to the Olympics, putting Atlanta on the map and starting the transformation of the city, I think. So I wasn't there for that. You guys can speak to that maybe better than I, but certainly I think the jerseys tell a story, and I think that's what you want to do with the third kits and really make something creative and make a statement with them.
Yeah, the creativity with all of this branding around it, the video that came out yesterday, the documentary, just amazing stuff. How did everything come together? Where did the ideas come from, and how did it come out?
For people vastly more creative than me. And to be clear, did you take the top off your promotional box, Jason, when you got the jersey?
I did.
Did you do the tap? It's a tap phone here.
No, I have not done that
so
yet.
If you do that, that links to the documentary that was prepared. And my 11-year-old, who is pretty tech savvy, more tech savvy than me already, he did that, and he was impressed. So I was like, all right, we are hitting all the demographics. My 5-year-old said it was the coolest jersey he'd ever seen. The 11-year-old really liked the tech. The creative people did an awesome job in designing it, working across really the whole company to come up with the strategy, to do the storytelling, and I think importantly to link back to the history and culture of this city. That's something that we really espouse as a value of ours, and something we aspire to do, and I think that this jersey embodies that.
Yeah, as somebody who was here during that time, like, it really took me back. The documentary took me back to that time, hosting the Olympics, everything that went around it, and what started where we are now. And what was so impressive to me about this, I said it earlier this morning on Soccer Down Here, I don't see many other clubs really embracing not just the soccer aspects of their city, but the cultural aspects of their city like Atlanta United has.
Absolutely right, and I think that's the right tone to strike, right? I mean, when the soccer team here is still relatively young, but I think succeeds because it echoes a lot of these things that have been here in the culture, far predating Atlanta United.
Yeah.
How was it for you being back in Seattle over the weekend? You're presented a watch for Seattle's CONCACAF Champions League victory, of which obviously you were a huge part as technical director, but did it feel a little bit weird being back as an opponent this time after spending so much time there?
So yes and no. So first of all, it's great to be back. Seattle's a gorgeous place to go, especially in the summer when it's not raining. But the memory that came back actually was because I walked into the visitors' locker room, and we had won the title when I was with Salt Lake in 2009. The championship game was at a neutral venue. It was at Seattle, and so the last time I was in that locker room, I'd won the championship.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was like,
oh wow,
the mojo is pretty good here. So it was it was kind of surreal. I was looking around for Kyle Beckerman, changing somewhere, and didn't see that, fortunately. But just it was we got together with a lot of the media members from Seattle as well, who were kind enough to pretend to have an interest in an old man like me. So did a little scrum with them, and it was cool. It was good to be back. Felt like time well spent, and now on to greener pastures here in Atlanta United.
Well, we were talking a lot during the game about how the Seattle roster that you helped to construct, a lot of those names have not changed from year to year. I mean, I feel like we've seen Nico Ladero every year, the Roldans, Rui Diaz for the last couple of years. And I know that's part of what you're trying to really accomplish here at Atlanta United is build a team that, the fans here are going to become familiar with over the long term.
100%. Fun fact, Rui Diaz's debut against Atlanta United in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in 2018.
We remember it well. It was a not very memorable match in some respects, but it was a draw, if I remember that correctly.
Pretty sure that's right.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Look, yes, we want to try to have. We've had a lot of turnover, even in the last year, we've had a lot of turnover, a lot of churn. But it's been necessary to kind of get us back to let's call it a de-risked foundation, something that's maybe has less splash or sizzle and more solidity to it. And I think if certainly we want to play to entertain and intend to do that, but we want to entertain by playing a high level of soccer and by doing it week in, week out. And we feel like we've done as much as we could in a summer transfer window now to try to transform the team. There's when we take the field against Nashville, there's the potential for 5 new starters out of 10 field players. Saw that against we saw 4 against Seattle, I think, but if you look at Caleb Wiley at left back, give us a little bit more balance there in terms of offense, defense. If you look at Luis Abram as the left center back, he's played the last couple back there now. Even Miles, who'd been gone for most of the last 2 months with the national team, feels almost like a new player. I thought he was excellent against Seattle. In front of them, you have Mayumba, Jande Silva on the left, and then Zaba potentially on the right. So a lot of work in terms of the team, and we're making progress, and maybe still one more bumpy transfer window ahead, but we're getting there.
Speaking of bumpy, let's start the second half of this match. Team 770 leading 2-1. I know you have to go on the radio with Dukes and Bell. Garth, thank you so much for being our co-commentator today. And if you have any final remarks that you would like to share about this match, we're more than willing to enjoy those.
Well, look, these matches are measured in ligament tears, and so far we have more goals than ligament tears. It's the right ratio.
That's right.
Let's keep everybody hydrated.
But the Piedmont ambulances are on standby, and again, we want to thank Piedmont for sponsoring today's broadcast. Gar, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Great seeing you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Great seeing you. All right, it's 2-1 to Team 770. I just want you all to know that for the media match here, that's a former MLS commentator with DC United, and not to toot our own horns, but 2 current MLS commentators with Atlanta United. So when we do media match broadcasts at Atlanta United, I want you all to know we do it right. So, what's the score again? Oh, yes. 2-1 to Team 770. Carlos Bocanegra is dispossessed by Eugenio Villazon. Jarrett Smith is now keeping goal for 770. Villazon doing a good job keeping the area in front of him clear. And
nice
Felipe
footwork.
Cardenas now with a good flick to Gonzalo Pineda. Gonzalo Pineda, oh no. Did he hurt himself? I hope not. Gonzalo Pineda tripped over his own feet. A penalty shout by Pineda, not given by the referee now.
I think Jack Kimber might have gotten lucky with that one.
Here's Hickox of Channel 2. Matt Lowry is the referee, by the way. Thank you, Matt Moore. Did not recognize Matt from this distance. Good save by Reggie Chapman on the shot from the halfway line.
Matt really drew the short straw to get this game right.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
He hasn't had to send anybody off yet.
No, but he might have to get control of this match rather soon.
It's going to get out of hand here late.
Kimber, just misconnecting with Rob Valentino. But I would have to say, Jason, Team 404 really starting to grow into the match here as the second half gets going. Good steal there by Valentino. G. Sam Jones, though, denied by Diego De La Torre.
Picked his pocket.
7-7-0, trying to play down the left flank. That's well defended by Kimber.
Of course, Kimber's the fittest one on the field. There's no shock there.
There's a turnover by Hickox. De La Torre really all over the park here. Pineda. That's a dying ball that'll be tipped out for a throw. Well, really, Matt Lowry had the decisive call in this match then as chip attempt. Oh, what a save by Chapman. Pineda from long distance tried to beat the goalkeeper. That was a lovely, lovely save. Cardenas now. Bocanegra chests that down. Up to Valentino. Diaz on. Kimber digging for the second ball. Pineda's got it. Gonzalo Pineda. Justin Veldhuis. Veldhuis not going for goal, instead dropping it back to Cardenas. Felipe. Handed away by Kimber. Out to Valentino. Hickox making the overlap, as is Bocanegra, and Valentino again puts it over the bar. Man.
He might have apologized on camera right there. I'm not sure.
Diego De La Torre. Veldhuis. Good combination by 7-7-0, and now Pineda on the ball again. Gonzalo, and post is covered well by Chapman. Chapman looks like he's played, although that is a
you say that
sizable distribution error, but still, it doesn't change the fact he's been very, very good in goal. All right, well, as we discussed with Garth at halftime, the players in this match, most of them wearing the new kits. Gabe Gordon, by the way, at the near post. Jarrett Smith the save. George, I promise we're getting to you, but the action is just coming fast and furious here in the media game.
Oh, it's too good.
But everyone is wearing the new kits that the first team will wear tomorrow against Nashville, the Atlanta Influences Everything kit. And Georgia O'Donoghue of Atlanta United, one of the leaders of this kit launch, also celebrating a birthday.
Yes, I am.
Today. Happy birthday. And
Thank you.
I was wondering, why is everyone around here wearing a T-shirt with Georgia on it? But now I understand. It's
pretty
birthday,
embarrassing,
so.
I know.
Happy birthday. Let's see if Abe Gordon can score this.
Oh,
Oh, no. And Allison Mastrangelo has to be wondering. What do I have to do to get a goal as well? All right. So on a more serious note, I know this media match is incredibly exciting, but how cool do these kits look? I think they're
Awesome.
amazing.
They're so awesome. Calling them the 404 kit, definitely repping the hometown here. And if you watch the documentary, we talk about
great.
It's not hip-hop till you're repping your hometown.
How cool was it in that documentary is Gonzalo Pineda here
Ooh.
puts that in, and it's 3-1 now to 7-7-0. In that documentary, a lot of the commentary from those who spoke in it talked about how Atlanta United has really been a unifying force in the city across racial lines and ethnic lines and religious lines and all of that. And that has to be so gratifying for you and everyone with this club to hear that, your 6 years of hard work and making that a reality has come true.
Yeah, I have to tell you, when I first saw that in the documentary, I almost started crying because that is exactly what we are here for. That is exactly why we tell the stories of this city. There's more that unites us than divides us, and we can all come together not only around this game, but around everything that we believe in as a club. And this kit gives us that opportunity to tell that story, but hearing it from local Atlanta celebrities that may not know soccer at all, talking about our club and how we've brought this city together, it just means everything. Especially, you guys know Atlanta. That's big for our town.
I remember, Waka Flocka during the 2018 playoff run, and that was the club's second year of existence at that time. He was talking about how if Atlanta United won the title, that would be one of the biggest things ever in his life.
Right.
And I know a lot of people around Atlanta felt the same way, but it still amazes me to this day. I have to pinch myself sometimes to just kind of comprehend how big this became so quickly. And it's a testament to a lot of hard work by people on your team. The match tomorrow should be very, very exciting. I'm sure of that. Good to have some home matches coming up here. I feel like we've been on the road for quite a while, but
I hope we remember how to do it. I think it'll be
okay. Yeah. And we got to make the most of these home matches, though, because we're kind of getting down the home stretch right now, and if you win all your home matches, there's a good chance you're going to be playing at home in the playoffs. And I still think Mercedes-Benz Stadium's the best home field advantage in all the league.
If it's not, then I would like to talk to somebody who claims otherwise. We definitely have the best home field advantage in the league. You'll also get to see some new elements tomorrow, given the new kit. A little bit of a new style, maybe some halftime fun coming for you. So we will make sure that the full venue, 70,000 plus tomorrow, are ready to roll.
A well-defended corner there, and that almost bounced over Jarrett Smith from
Jarrett was lost as he was backpedaling.
Yeah, maybe he lost it in the sun.
Yeah, that's very kind of you, Mike.
Trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I know Jarrett. I can crack on him.
Yeah. No, it is going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. And the first team's going to wear these 4 times, correct? 3 at home, 1 on the road. Is that right?
Yep, that's exactly right. So we'll capitalize on the times we have them at home. We'll do 1 time on the road because, as you know, we don't have that many games left.
I know. Well, thank you very much for our kits. We will wear them with pride. I'm glad you found one in my size. So
Always for you.
Somehow
Always.
you find a way to do it. And go Dogs, because
Go
I know
Dogs.
this time next week you're going to be very, very focused on that as well.
Yes, sir. You got it.
So,
Thank you, guys.
Georgia O'Donoghue of Atlanta United. Thank you so much. All right. What's the score?
I don't know.
7-7,
3-1?
I think, is leading 3-1.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it almost was 4-1. Again, trying to give you the most solid professional match call here is Johannes is now playing as an outfield player, and Jack Kimber sends it back to him, and Johannes gives it to Tyler Pilgrim. It's a good opportunity there. Well-worked cross by Johannes.
It's impressive to go for a header with a baseball hat on, win the header, not on frame, but win the header, and then catch the hat.
I have to admit, I've just learned something about Tyler Pilgrim because I've never seen him without a hat before. Just learned something about him. All right. Jarrett Smith with the goal kick. Nick, I beg your pardon, this is, sorry, Nick Alifi. That's Eugenio. Now, Veldhouse. And here comes the cross that's headed away by Kimber. Do you know who the right winger for 7-7-0 is? He's
That's
touched
Will
the ball a lot.
Ramirez
That's Will
from
Ramirez.
Estadio.
Okay. Good job, Will Ramirez. Sorry that I cannot read your jersey under your penny.
I think Will was a late hand signing.
Okay. Yes, there have been a lot of late signings, and couple late scratches for this match as well. But Abe Gordon, who wanted all the smoke of this match today, nutmeg there by Veldhouse. Kimber, though, cleans it up. De La Torre, Bocanegra going for the second ball. Ooh, Mastrangelo with a chance, and it trickles in for the goal. Boom, Allison Mastrangelo.
Did Jarrett hurt himself?
I don't know. I think he might have been stepped on there. We might have to have a goalkeeper change for 7th. Oh, he's okay. He's okay. Thank God. He's okay.
He's holding his shoes. What is he, retiring?
We do not have to call in the ambulance from Piedmont quite yet.
He's going to play barefoot
He's
now?
going to play barefoot.
Well, sock foot.
Meanwhile, we have
to kick off.
De La Torre down claiming a foul. Matt Lowry is really being put under a lot of pressure.
There was no foul. There was no foul whatsoever.
But as the arbitrator, you've got to be very, very careful to tune out those foul and penalty shouts. All right, so a little bit of pressure now for 7-7-0. They've been scored upon for the first time in a while. Good ball, Pineda to Higuita. Valentino playing that back into the run of Pilgrim, and a good tackle by De La Torre. Veldhouse. Back to Veldhouse. The 7-7-0 plays through the middle. Higuita. Veldhouse. Good save, Chapman. I'm going to have to talk to Reggie after the match and see what his soccer pedigree is all about. He looks like he has played this position before.
Yes. The shot-stopping part for sure. Distribution.
Not so much on the distribution.
Got to work on a little bit.
That's true.
It's okay.
That's true. Yes.
The finer points.
It is a corner for 7-7-0. Trying to restore a 2-goal lead. If we're tied after 30, do we go to penalties?
We go to the 35-yard shootout.
They are going to go to penalties, I'm told. Will it be necessary? Well, that's...
Start him on the edge of the center circle and dribble in. Let's go.
All right, Chapman, much better distribution this time.
That was good.
Valentino. Mastrangelo flagrantly in an offside position, so he has to play backwards, and it's a giveaway to Justin Veldhouse. Chance now for 7-7-0 with Chapman off his line. They score. And the 2-goal lead is restored by Team 7-7-0.
Little adventurous off the line that time.
The goal, of course, scored by
Will Ramirez.
There you go. Again, they're not wearing unique numbers, so I have to count on you.
And there's not names for everybody either. So
Bocanegra, and that was a lunging header by De La Torre.
De La Torre does not trust Jarrett Smith in goal.
Apparently, never. Would you? He's
no.
playing barefoot.
No.
How many goalkeepers play barefoot?
None.
Pilgrim now walking around carrying his hat. That's something I did when I played in the 8th grade. Didn't work so well for me, not for Tyler either.
Carlos is about to shoot.
Yep, there's Kimber. Gonzalo Pineda slams the door on that. Just a casual play by a former Mexican national teamer.
Might have been a pass back to the goalkeeper. Referee allows it.
Yeah, that could have been an indirect kick. We'll let Matt Lowry slide on that. Ramirez now in a very free
what
ball
a turn.
for 7-7-0, and a good turn on J. Sam Jones, and a good ball in the middle, although Valentino stuffs that shot.
Diego Tabares with the shot blocked.
De La Torre took an awkward deflection. Veldhouse. Back up top, De La Torre. It's blocked in the goal mouth. Ramirez scores!
I like the random gestures of, no, over there, it's a foul over there. No, whatever. Just pointing in different directions.
Matt Lowry says it's a good goal, and it's 5-2 now to Team 7-7-0.
The entire defense was pointing in different directions, trying to find something to blame.
Getting some substitutions now for both teams. I don't know if the VAR is in contact with Matt Lowry here.
No, I think
Are they disallowing the goal?
I think they gave it.
They gave the foul?
They lobbied somehow to get that.
Matt Lowry, perhaps very fortunate that VAR is not involved in this match. We'll have to get a replay later. Here's a chance that Jarrett Smith smothers. Good ball by Mastrangelo to Jason Jones.
What a pass from Mastrangelo.
I would say Mastrangelo is probably our media player of the match.
Abe Gordon would be very upset with you saying that.
Well, Gordon has been very active, but hasn't been effective.
Wow, okay.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
That is a rare throw-in attempt for a goal by...
He's juggling barefoot and he gets punished.
The karate chop by J. Sam Jones, and now it is a 4-3 game. Jarrett Smith caught way off his line. goalkeeping getting a little bit ragged here in the second half, and
That's one way to put it.
that puts 404 right back in this match. Pineda will go for glory. Oh, big save,
He
Chapman.
got there.
That was going in.
Yeah, it was.
Out for a corner. Garth pointed out earlier, look at all the wayward shots that have trickled all the way back to the fence, unretrieved by any player in this match.
Well, we had ball kids, or at least people who were not playing, functioning as ball kids earlier. They've given up that
I
fast.
think they're dehydrated now. Short
Yes.
corner, Veldhouse to Cardenas. Felipe tried to tuck that in short side. Goal kick.
Ambitious effort there.
Well, Felipe involved in a goal for both teams today.
Jack Kimber has to go run down all of the wayward
No one
shots.
wants to do it anymore. Jack Kimber,
Leave it to the fitness coach.
the most physically fit person on the pitch. All right. It's a 4-3 match. There is time here for 404 to maybe force a penalty shootout or more. Abe Gordon. Bumped by Cardenas. Gordon can't beat De La Torre.
Yeah, he got double-teamed.
They really put into a bad spot, though, to be fair.
He kind of dribbled himself into it, but yes.
Oh, Bocanegra going for the
De La
penny
Torre
and
just
unable to pull Diego
shielding
down.
him off.
And now Ramirez, who has been outstanding here in the second half. Gave it away, though, to Bocanegra. Rob Valentino. Good build up here by 404 as they go to Sam Jones to Mastrangelo, and Jarrett Smith has that covered. No indication of how much time remains.
They're all hoping it's not much.
Well, no one has been hurt yet. That's the good thing. Here's a opportunity. Oh, boy. He's going to want to have that shot back. Tough, though, with Jack Kimber closing him down.
Might have been intimidated a little bit there.
Now Lowry checking his watch here. Temperature up to about 125 degrees now on the playing surface. It's good stuff over there on the far side by Ramirez. But 404 has got to start sending everyone forward now. They're running out of time. Valentino to Mastrangelo. Good idea. And it's out for goal kick.
She's finding herself in dangerous positions.
Valentino, I think, very selfless that time to not try to shoot from the halfway line.
I think he also did not want to run any further.
I don't blame him. 3 minutes to play in this dramatic finale to this media game. Still at the midfield, Sam Jones. Tyler Pilgrim. Dispossessed by Felipe Cardenas. Justin Veldhouse.
Oh, it's heating up now.
Good turn, Cardenas. 7-7-0 trying to slam the door shut right here. And then that is blocked, and it'll roll out for a throw. Good play by Kimber. Thrown into Valentino. Nifty header towards Mastrangelo. De La Torre shielding Mastrangelo, so that goes out for goal kick. Well, tomorrow we'll get to see Thiago Almada and Yorgos Yakimakis and Walker Zimmerman and Hani Mukhtar.
Maybe Walker Zimmerman.
Maybe
He's
Walker
listed as
Zimmerman,
questionable.
that's true.
Maybe Saba Lobjanica.
But talking about four of the best players in our league. Today, not quite the same. But Gonzalo Pineda has been very spirited, and that's a good ball up to Ramirez in a 2v1 now. And Chapman dives. A good play by Kimber to flick it back to him. Maybe 2 minutes to play now. I don't know about you, but I want penalties. I don't want this to end. Mastrangelo to J. Sam Jones. Valentino.
Oh.
Valentino has scored a lot of field goals today, knocking it over the crossbar.
Falcons are set at kicker, right?
At the moment, yes, but he's put more over the crossbar than Younghoe Koo did last night. There's a chip attempt by De La Torre that's all handled by Chapman. I don't know. 7-7-0 might want to start taking it to the corner, to be honest with you. Kimber, oh, good block. But is that going to be a throw or a corner? Went right over the flag, and Matt Lowry says throw. Diego De La Torre may have saved a goal there. Chance at the equalizer for 404. Valentino. Spiked out for another throw. Kimber wants everyone to come up here. Time is short. Thrown into the box. And Gordon with the shot. It's blocked away off the line, out for a throw. And they blow for full time.
Jarrett somehow made a game-clinching save. I don't think he knew anything about it.
The unlikeliest hero of all, Jarrett Smith, saves the game. Felipe Cardenas jumps into his arms. Jarrett Smith standing tall like Tim Howard.
He's still wondering where the shot came from. He has no idea.
It's a 4-3 win for Team 770. But the biggest winners of all today are sponsors Piedmont Hospital for not having to transport anyone to the emergency room. And I thought for a moment there would be a chance of that happening because you were seeing Gonzalo Pineda and Carlos Bocanegra and Diego De La Torre getting stuck into tackles.
Then they got tired.
We all got tired. Tired up here in the commentary box and wondering when happy hour starts, which apparently is coming up in a moment. Who's your man of the match, Jason?
I mean, we can't give it to anybody who has had a professional career in the game. That's not right.
Okay, I would agree.
We can't really give it to Jarrett Smith because he played barefoot, even though he made a big save at the end. You can't give him that.
You know what? I'll go off the board a little bit. I'll say Johannes.
Johannes was very good.
Johannes was very, very good, nearly keeping a clean sheet in the first half.
Johannes was very good. Will Ramirez was very good.
Ramirez was outstanding.
Abe Gordon was very good. Allison Mastrangelo was very good.
I think Abe Gordon was my biggest surprise of the match, to be honest with you. I mean, you look at Gordon,
Is that a backhanded compliment?
Well, I mean, quite frankly, you look at him, you don't really expect that much. But, yes, I thought he was really good.
Yeah, he was good. Good smarts and actually pretty decent on the ball as well. Good stuff from Abe.
All right. Well, for those of you who elected to watch all of this, thank you.
We're sorry.
We appreciate it. And we'll see you at the Bend Saturday at 7:30 for Atlanta United against Nashville. And certainly, again, want to thank Piedmont for providing coverage of today's media game. And we hope you enjoyed the call. For Waldorf, I'm Statler. We'll see you next time.
Here we are in Nashville, Tennessee. Thousands of Fine Stripe supporters around the Music City. Marco! The boat has set sail down the Cumberland River.
Finals, we say about 10 finals. Okay, now 9 more to go.
I am a song.
It's only as far as Hyman. What a goal! Well, the newcomers pushed Atlanta as far as they could. Send them to Broadway first for a few drinks to recover from that one. P.T. Martinez!
And it's Yakamaki's making a run, and he heads it down on the ball from Almada. What a tackle from Muyama. Atlanta United.
What a start to this final 10-match sprint to the postseason.
They say Atlanta influences everything, but that's no mistake. Influence follows history, consistency, and authenticity. It shows up in those who stand out and stand up.
From the way we move to the movements we make. No matter how far you go back, you'll continue to find
The South got something to say.
But before the South was known as the Dirty,
Before we were champions,
before we hosted the world for a summer, before we got put on the area codes from a local DJ turned rapper, there was the 404. A golden era, a new American culture, flip-flops and socks,
flash and substance, big talk with big game.
soul food in a melting pot, unlike any other city in the world. The time between a city too busy to hate and the city with Izzy laid the groundwork for a new Atlanta.
it's when the A became a new mecca for black youth. When the rattle of Southern hip-hop and Georgia drawl could be heard from coast to coast. When folks started to see Atlanta once again, get up.
It's when Atlanta hit its adolescence, a confidence so loud it could blow the speaker box.
Still rooted in history, consistency, authenticity, uninfluenced by anything but itself.
It must be true.
So, it must be true.
Must be true.
Must be true.
Atlanta really does influence everything.
a period in time when we were living in a historical moment but didn't know it.
Because the city was, on the cusp, was bubbling.
We're on this big stage now, we've said it, let's live up to it now, right?
The stars aligned. The only way you could have got what happened in Atlanta in the 90s is if you wrote it in a movie.